Good evening, America, and welcome to New November Presents Storytime with IzzyReal. Now, in the last one, I said that we were going to get to some more intimate stories, some more stories that really get to let you know who I am as a person, as a podcaster, right? And this one's no different. Light your J's, please. So, if you can account, I told y'all that I worked at Walmart before, and it was a Walmart up the highway, So it was like you cars would come cars from DC, Maryland, you'd be from everywhere would just come running down the highway. So it wouldn't have to be nobody local that you ever seen before coming in that joint, right? And it was a McDonald's. It was a McDonald's that I used to frequent. Like that was my spot during lunch. That was just my joint. That's where I was gonna go. That's where I was gonna be at. You already knew, right? So I'm in there. I'm in the McDonald's, ordering my number two as I do, just chilling. Just chilling in my seat that I always sit at all the time, every time I go there. You know what I'm saying? And this bad John walking. Yellow John, now she was red. Light skin, curly hair, you know what I mean? She walk in and she look at me, I'm looking at her, we be looking at each other. And she dropped her purse in the seat. You know how McDonald's got them little like stalls or you know what I'm saying? She dropped hers in the joint next to mine. She said, "Watch my purse." And she go in the bathroom. She just tell me, "Watch her purse." As it, any nigga could have just took that joint and just left the building. Like she just told me to watch her purse. Like she just sure that that's just what I was gonna do. And she was bad, so yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I'm thinking, I'm young, you know what I mean. I'm like, yay, like okay, I'm watching this joint. She talking about, you know what I'm saying. I wasn't gonna steal it. Like, why I'm gonna steal the purse for? So I'm sitting there. She come back and she says to me, "If I give you my number, will you go away?" Just like that. And I'm like, "Will I go away? I come to this McDonald's. I've never seen you before in my life. What are you talking? Will I go? I sit right here every time." But you know what? I don't get into all that. She bad, as I said. So I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, go away. Whatever you talking about. Whatever you need me to do, shorty. So get the number. I text her. She replied, whatever. I go back to work, to the Walmart. I'm telling my niggas, I'm like, yeah, I got the number, you know what I'm saying? I'm psyched. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? The day ends. I'm at the crib chilling. It's about like 10 o'clock at night, 10:30, some shit. It's late, like dark, you know what I mean? So she hit me up, talking some, what you doing? I'm like, shit, I'm chilling, what you doing? She tell me to come meet her at some park. She like, you live around here? I don't really live around here. Like I said, like, you know what I'm saying? It was on the highway. So I'm like, yeah, I live around here. She's like, come meet me at this park. So I'm thinking, she probably on some other shit. Like, I gotta be, you know what I mean, on my P's and Q's. But whole time, she was just trying to chat it up. So we meet at this park. It's dark as hell. It's like a couple lights or whatever. But it's like this walkway, whatever. We walk all the way down there and meet at this park. And we chilling at this park. And she like, "I'm going to dance for you." I'm like, "You going to dance for me?" I'm like, okay. She going to dance for me. We sitting on this bench. And keep in mind, this is a playground park. This is a playground park, like where the kids play at and all that shit. So it's late at night. We sitting on this bench. She talking about she gonna dance for me. So I'm on the bench. She stand up, start dancing, talking about something. "Will you still love me when I'm no longer young?" I'm like, whoa, what type of shit is this? But you know what I'm saying? I'm letting her go on with her little song. I'm like, this is weird, but I'm gonna let her keep going. She get on top of me. And I'm like, okay. And she start, you know what I mean, kissing on me or whatever. And she pull it out. And I'm like, all right. And then I swear to God, I never had this happen to me in my life. I'm like, yo, I'm reaching for the rubber because I already had it on me. She grabbed my hand and was like, "Nah, you good, kids. You're never good. Don't let nobody tell you, nah, you good. If you got it, use it." From your Uncle Izzy. Now, she's like, "Nah, you good." I'm young. I'm like, "Yep, you right. I'm good. Whatever you want to do." So she get on top of me. She start riding me or whatever. I'm like, "Okay, okay." Then she get up. She like, "Let's go to my grandparents' crib." I'm like, "All right." So remember, she say she not from around here, so she's staying with her grandparents or whatever. I'm like, "All right, cool." So we get to her grandparents' crib, right? And it's pictures of old white people on the wall. She said her grandparents out of town. I'm like, who are these old white people? But I'm noticing, yeah, she light skinned, and maybe her grandparents is white, and you know what I'm saying. So whatever. I'm like, I'm a little. That's where I'm like, all right, I might have to check, because you know what I'm saying. It's one thing I'm not about to do is be caught up around some old white people in their crib as black as I am. It's just not gonna happen. I'm just not with it. But she grabbed my hand or whatever. She lead me through this dark house. You know what I'm saying? Old white people on the wall. And she like, "You want something to eat?" And I'm like, sure. I mean, what do you have in mind? You know what I'm saying? She come back with brownies and a sandwich, like some gourmet sandwich shit. She whipped up some gourmet, some white people sandwich. You know what I'm saying? And and what else? It's a Capri Sun, I think it was. I don't know, man. Some Capri Sun. So I'm a little freaked out. So I'm not really trying to eat. I'm really not trying to like drink nothing for real. But I am a little hungry. I'm a little famished. You know what I'm saying? So I could go for a little bite. You know what I mean? But I am still freaked out. So I don't finish my food or whatever. But I take a couple bites, and then we start getting back to what we was doing at the park. You know what I'm saying? So I get on top of her and I'm doing my thing, and she like, "Whoa, stop." And I'm like, "Okay, whoop, straight up, stop, pull out." If you're listening, kids at home, if you're listening, when somebody say stop, you stop, you pull out. This is what you do. You do not, I know you in the moment, you in the mood. Stop is the magic motherfucking word. Stop means stop, right? So she's like, "Why you stop?" I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "Come on." So I keep going. She's like, "No, no, 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 no." So I'm like, "All right." So I stop again. And she like, "Don't stop," right? So she getting aggressive, like she's telling me don't stop. I'm like, "Okay, I'm not gonna stop." All right. So in my head, I'm like, "Okay, she gonna say this again. She gonna tell me stop again." But I'm gonna keep, you know what I mean? So I keep going. She do it again, but this time I keep going, right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, "Yo, what is her what is her angle here, right?" But she's like, "No, no, no, stop." And like she grabbed my hand, right? Because I guess she could feel I'm getting uncomfortable with this, like little, you know what I mean? She grabbed my hand, she put it on her neck, and she like, stop. So I'm like, okay. So I know she's still with it, but I'm like, am I still with it? But I'm good, because again, she's bad, and whatever she's into, I'm with it. So we doing this little thing, and her grandparents come home. And I'm like, what the So I hide underneath the like little like side of the bed, like on some Home Alone shit, right? And they go, I guess I'm hiding there for a little hot minute. So they go to bed or whatever. And that's when I make my great escape out the like little side or whatever. She helped me get out the little side. And I thought I'd never hear from this girl ever again in my life. Wrong. So like a year passed, right? I'm still working at the Walmart, right? Only this time I'm in the game section. So a man come up to me. It's a black dude. I'm like, "All right, brother, you need a video game? Got you. Right over here. Here's the video game." So we chatting it up, talking about video games and whatever. Then I hear something come out the cut, talking about some dad. Look over. Who do I see? It is her ass right there in my face. That's her dad. I'm like, oh my God, I can't be making this shit up. I'm telling you the truth. That was her dad. I keep it professional. I act like I don't know none of these people. You know what I'm saying? So go to the register, check them out. She walking past me. I'm looking at her. She looking at me. I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? I hit up my mans. We drinking or whatever. And I tell him the story. And he was like, yo, technically that's rape. I'm like, what you talking about, cuz? You talking about that's rape? He was like, so check it out. She says stop. You didn't stop. That's right. I was like, nah. See, because it was like a little game she was playing. He was like, I know it's a game she was playing, but in the court of law, if she decided to say it's not a game she was playing, you technically did it. I'm like, oh shit. I see the angle you getting at, cuz. And I ain't even think about it like that. She was living out this whole little fantasy in her head from the jump. Get it? You know what I'm saying? She met a nigga she didn't know. She hit him up. Brought him to the crib late at night on some break-in shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really play it out. And I'm like, damn, shorty used me for some weird shit. But at the end of the day, it's a learning lesson. And that's why I'm here telling y'all this. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Izzy only wants to drop jewels for you, only so you can pick them up. You feel me? And I guess the moral of it is, if a shorty say no, stop, motherfucking stop. That's the end of it.